Today's show is sponsored by the ABV Barrel Shop. The ABV Barrel Shop is located in the St. Louis metro community of Arnold, Missouri. The ABV Barrel Shop is focused on one thing, single barrels. Best of all, you can try before you buy. Head over to abvbarrelshop.com to sign up for their email and text distribution so you know what they have in stock, what classes are coming up, and who from the industry may be coming in to visit. The ABV Barrel Shop. It's where single barrels live. We are also sponsored by the Bar to Go. The Bar to Go offers traveling minibars that are no bigger than a small purse or toiletry bag. Best of all, they are fully customizable so you can create the perfect piece that is unique for you. If you own your own business, what a fun and unique way to promote what you do. Check them out online at thebar2go.com. That is the number 2 in the Bar to Go. If you have wholesale questions, call my friend Isabel Clark at 504-481-1297. Finally, we are sponsored by the Neely Family Distillery. NFD is a family-owned business that keeps ringing up awards in the spirits world. Head to Sparta, Kentucky to experience the family history, award-winning spirits, and meet the Neely family. Check them out online at neelyfamilydistillery.com. Now, on to the show.
Let's drink!
Welcome to the Bourbon Daily, the podcast about everything bourbon delivered to you every day of the week. Today on the show, we talk about what's happening with the new facility and expansion for the Old Monroe brand. My name is McNew. Please join me in welcoming my co-host, Steve Akeley, along with our special guests, Adam Stump, Brian Thompson, and Tim Swyatt.
Hey, gang, what's up?
Hey, guys.
What's up, guys? What's happening, everyone?
Hey, so we're going to be talking to Adam, find out what's going on. Obviously, very exciting times. It's almost like, I don't know, kind of a whole new era in Old Monroe history here. So it should be really fun stuff. We'll get to that after the break. For right now, McNew said there's something she wanted to talk about. What is that?
Okay, so last week I saw this post, and it was about this crab that looked like a pancake. And all I wanted to do was
delicious.
Eat this fucking crab, because it was brown and it looked like a fluffy pancake. But then I read more about it, and it's poisonous, and you can't eat it. But it got me thinking, people do chicken and waffles, and I think that's a weird combination. I don't understand that combination. I'll never order it.
Oh, it's good. It's good.
Yes, it's very good.
Are you doing syrup or hot sauce? I don't understand what we're doing there. But, why can't I have crabs and pancakes? I could put some crab meat on a pancake. That would be good. Why is that not being served at places?
I'm not sure. I do like crab.
I was against your comments at first, but then you wrapped it up at the end, and I kind of agree. You got pigs in a blanket,
right?
Yeah,
sausage and pancake, right? Why don't you have I don't know what you call it, crab in a blanket?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, crabs and pancakes. I think it needs to be a new breakfast dish, and I need people to get on board with this.
Okay. All right. When you come down to the Florida Keys, I will set you up, because my plan is to get you can have 5 stone crab traps, and I plan on getting my 5 traps. So once Royce Neely's up and running with his place down there, yeah, and I'll be catching stone crab because I love me some stone crab. That's and awesome. I just want to share with my friends. So McNew will get you some pancakes and stone crab. It's going to be built to it.
I'm so on board because I feel like crab's a little sweeter, so if you even put syrup on it, it's not going to suck. I mean, I'd prefer butter or something, but I'm not about syrup. Crab.
Butter's good on pancakes too. It's all good.
It's all good. Yeah.
The garlic, I don't know.
Getting overlooked.
It would be more of a savory pancake, though, right? You would keep the syrup off and just do a savory dish of some sort.
Yeah, you could add bacon if that's your jam. I'm not, but you could.
Oh. I don't know.
So speaking of crab, McNew, there's a restaurant in Birmingham, Michigan I've been to called Streetside Seafood. In the summer, they do a cold cucumber soup with crab meat in it. So it's pureed cucumber with some dill, and then you throw some hot sauce on there. Holy crap.
I never thought it. Like a gazpacho.
There you go. It was a cucumber with dill soup, gazpacho, with crab meat in it and a little hot sauce. Holy crap.
Yeah.
So I'm with you. We need to add crab to everything. Not get crabs.
Crab's good. Crab's good. I
love crabs.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah. So Adam, you're a no-go on the pancake thing though.
No?
I don't know. I get weird, especially about breakfast food. Like my kids and Laura, they love, bacon and syrup and sausage or syrup on it. I've got very strict breakfast rules that syrup better not be touching my bacon, better not be touching my sausage. So I get a little funky with the food combinations, especially at breakfast time, but
Okay.
I'd be down to try it at least once.
Yeah.
Sounds like an ABV shop event.
And we could do that as ABV shop
Crab
event for
omelet.
sure.
Yeah, come get crab.
Ooh, Tim, that's good. Because, like, I freaking love an omelet with a lot of crab sprinkled in. Put some crab in that. That's probably going to be delicious.
McNew, that's nothing new. There's been crab omelets for decades.
Indiana, we don't do that here.
You travel, you should know this.
I don't.
Yeah.
That's a
Not usually
crab blanket of some sort is new, but not
yeah.
a crab omelet.
Yeah. When you're going to be hanging out with me in Key West, it'll be lots of crab. You're going to have to like crab because we're going to be doing that. I'll take you out. You'll have to help me harvest my traps. Be good. Popping their little arms off.
Great.
Tossing them back in.
You got that in you, April, to rip
sure.
crab arms off?
Oh, yeah.
You look like an outdoorsy guy, so I love the thought of Steve harvesting crab traps.
I know.
That's what I'm saying, right? Exactly what I'm thinking.
Yeah. I don't mind it because
they're moving.
I don't mind it because
crab legs when they're dead.
Yeah, you're not killing them. You're throwing them back in. And I get it. Things can happen to them, and they don't have their little pinchy arms. That's fine. In my mind, they go live a happy life. Yeah.
Their little pinchy arms, huh?
Their little pinchy arms are gone, but that's okay. My understanding is they turn into scavengers, so they're bottom feeders. They're eating that, and their arms do come back, so they will regrow, but it takes a little while. So yeah, they have to about a year of just being a scavenger. But they say if you take one arm, they still just go back to their regular routine. If you take both arms, which you're allowed to do in Florida, they won't they won't engage in fights because they'll be like, I can't win this fucking fight. But if they got one arm, they'll just engage like they do. They'll get a fight with somebody with two arms, and then they lose and die. That's how they typically die. So they're like, you're better off just taking both arms. So I don't.
So I'm not on board for animal fighting of any kind, but I could watch a crab fight.
That'd be kind of fun, right?
Crab fighting.
A couple of stone crabs going at it. Yeah.
Would you be betting on those?
Sure. Maybe that'll be a new
Finding
thing.
Nemo.
McNew, there's never been
the air beetles.
McNew, there's never been more hypocritical sentence ever said in the world than you just said right then.
Yes.
I know. It's bad. We should cut that out. We're not going to fight dogs, and we're not going to fight chickens.
Okay. We're not fighting crabs either.
Okay.
No.
Not fighting crabs.
No.
Don't bet on a one-armed crab is what you're saying, because it's going to get the shit knocked out.
Oh yeah, you definitely, yeah, but they're crabs because they got an attitude. They're crabby, They still think they got. I got one arm. Fuck it, I'll beat that 2-armed guy up. No problem. Just jump right in. Yeah.
I just feel like
I love the attitude.
They're mad at the world in general for some reason.
Right.
I get to live
Like
on
this.
the ocean. What are you pissed about? They just are mad.
They should be pissed because there's like this big fat white bearded guy ripped my goddamn arm off.
Some guy from Missouri dipping my arm in butter eating me. So it's good to be the top of the food chain, I guess. Isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, I get it. I don't like animal cruelty, but they do drop their arms themselves. So it's you just
the natural part of their molting process.
Correct. Yeah. So yeah, you're just helping them out with that. So
Why
the
telling yourself
process?
that.
That's why the molting
Crabs.
process.
Yeah,
You are the most intelligent person on the show. I tell you that, man.
what was Adam saying?
Yeah, Steve, right. Yeah. I'm just helping these crabs with their natural process here. Yeah.
Oh yeah. I'm just helping them out.
Those poor crabs.
Yes.
Yeah.
Poor crabs.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's how that stuff is. I just don't normally participate in anything, anybody. I famously don't hunt or anything like that. Well, why wouldn't you? Well, I don't want to kill animals. I'm like, well, you kill animals all the time when you eat them. Well, I get that. I understand how all this stuff works. I don't think there's some magical farm where animals that aren't alive are created to make a hamburger for me. I understand how it works. I don't want to be involved in it. I don't want the job where I'm going to be the one, hitting the button that's killing the cow or whatever. However all this goes down, I don't want to be be involved. I just want to.
That can all be none of my business.
Exactly.
Go to the store and buy it.
And they're like, if you watch this video, it'll change your life. I'm not going to watch the video because I like eating meat, and yeah, I feel like we're supposed to. Really, I mean,
It's like a Parks and Recreation episode, isn't that? Where like Ron Swanson brings the pig in, said, "Everybody, meet your meat." And they're like, "No, you can't do this here. You don't have a permit for that." And he's like, "Yes, I do." It says, he brings a piece of paper. I can do what I want. That's a permit.
Yeah.
He's like, "That's it. I'm taking them back, and we're going back to the food and stuff." Whatever.
There you go. On that note, guess what, gang? It's time to drink. What is everyone drinking? Let's start with McNew this time. McNew, what do you got?
I have a Yellowstone pick from Indiana Meyer Stores.
Okay. Oh. Solid. That could be enough. That would have won last show, for instance. So that was good. I don't know who's going to win. We can't guarantee anything because we have 4 other competitors here, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll let Swyatt go next.
So get me out of the way. I've got a bottle of Old Monroe, a special bottle of Bananas Foster.
Oh, a classic.
Very Old Monroe.
And I do have 1 full bottle left. I found it on the back of the cabinet. I was shocked. Still have it, but here we go.
No, nothing there. McNew's got the lead. Ryan's next.
Well, I'm going to follow Swyatt's lead there. And I was down in Key West a couple months ago and picked me up a little signed bottle of M.B. Roland.
Okay, very nice.
It has a little Key West autograph on it. It says cheers. So here we go. Let me lose this one real quick. Woo!
Oh! Wow!
It was audible.
That was your best cork pop ever. So yes,
it was audible.
It looked like he climaxed on that one.
It was better.
I kind of did, Swyatt.
Better than anything else you've done. Not as good as McNew's though. McNew still has the lead. I've got Brothers Bond.
Good boy.
Let's see what we got. No,
nope.
Very quiet. Almost nothing there at all. So McNew still has the lead, but Adam has yet to go. Adam, what do you have?
I have got a Stoll and Wolf rye whiskey pick from the ABV Barrel Shop.
Ooh. Oh, he had microphone cut out there. His mic cut out. You could tell it. I don't know if it sounded really good on your end there.
You're fucking kidding.
Yeah, no. Your mic cut out, so it's you got to hit your settings there so it doesn't. Yeah, it does that so it doesn't have weird explosive noises on there. Hopefully, it's your flatulence button there. It's what it's known as. So it caught you up there. So McNew wins.
McNew got it. One.
Cheers.
McNew won.
Yes. It feels he won. Well, I'll tell you what. We won't throw it to a judge because that's final. We'll leave it the audio where Tim can analyze it after the fact. After the fact, and
we'll put the effort in because a claim has been made on the integrity of the cork pop, or the version of the cork. An appeal has been filed.
Yes,
we will do the audio work, and we'll put the work in.
Give it due diligence.
McNew, nothing against you. You know I love you, but Swyatt had that one.
You can come up here.
Swyatt won. Swyatt was clearly last place there.
God no. Love you, Ryan.
Yeah,
that's
oh boy.
Yeah, I feel like because we just got the tiniest start of that cork pop. I felt like Adams was probably the best, but we can't give it to him because it didn't come through on the mic. I mean, there's nothing we can do there. Yeah, nothing we can do.
Like he's been jobbed.
Yeah. So, all right, what we'll do next? Did we cheers McNew? Cheers to McNew.
Yes, we did.
We did.
Okay. Cheers again.
Bonus cheers to McNew. We'll take a quick break, and then when we come back, we're going to talk about this Old Monroe expansion. What's going on? We're talking new buildings, new properties. I mean, this is a big deal, so we'll get to that after the break. Okay, let's talk about the people that make these shows happen. First up is the Stave and Thief Society. Via their in-person class at Moonshine University in Louisville, Kentucky, the Stave and Thief Society is the place where you, a bourbon enthusiast, can expand your knowledge and emerge an executive bourbon steward. In 2017, I completed my executive bourbon steward certification. It's the most comprehensive bourbon certification available and connects you with an expansive network of bourbon enthusiasts and professionals. Check out the full listing of in-person and online certifications and join the society today by enrolling at staveandthief.com. Speaking of Executive Bourbon Steward certification, the ABV Barrel Shop in St. Louis, Missouri has developed a unique partnership with the Stave and Thief Society to offer a preparatory class to assist you in getting your Executive Bourbon Steward certification. This prep class costs only $25 and is available to take live or online via Zoom. Graduates of our class receive a coupon code good for 15% off your Executive Bourbon Steward certification held in Louisville, Kentucky. This saves you almost $90. Additionally, you can collaborate with fellow attendees to split travel costs when you go to Louisville. If you're interested in signing up for the class, simply head over to abvbarrelshop.com and check out the classes and events page. Last but not least, we are sponsored by Neely Family Distillery. Royce Neely is the 11th generation distiller in one of America's oldest distilling families. A visit to Neely Family Distillery takes you through family history, where you can see all the artifacts and newspaper clippings through the years from this family that started distilling in America after James Neely arrived from Northern Ireland in 1740. Today, Royce Neely and his team are crafting some of the best spirits in America. Their bourbon and absinthe offerings keep winning top honors in the spirits competitions. Recently, their absinthe made history as the first platinum winner in the absinthe category at the San Francisco Spirits Competition. Neely Family Distillery is definitely a bucket list destination if you are a bourbon fan. Learn more about their spirit offerings, visiting their facility, and the awards they have collected over at NeelyFamilyDistillery.com. And now, back to the show. All right, great job today, gang. Fardians, we'll have a brand new show for you tomorrow. We'll be mailing again, once again. Take care, everybody. See ya.
Happy Festivus.
Later.
Bye, guys.
Happy Festivus.
Yeah, happy Festivus.
Welcome back to the Bourbon Daily. Today we're talking to Adam Stump about the Old Monroe expansion.
Yes, we are. So, Adam, I think we'll just turn it over to you. Tell us a little bit about what's going on, in terms of the final vision here and where you're at in terms of making that stuff happen at the moment.
Where I'm at is I'm still looking for these audio settings on how to adjust my pork chop. Bullshit. No, we are actually with the expansion, we are in the home stretch of the new visitor experience center. So, heck, we've got really 2 weeks until our first event.
Okay.
Today was the last official day of construction, and we've moved on to punch list items and all that. We've got water to the building and all that fun stuff. So, really going through the last minute kind of touch up type things and everything there. And as things would go with regulatory and all that stuff, we've had some licensing issues, which that'll be the very last thing in the 11th hour that we get those and, all that fun stuff. But it's been a project that we've been working on since, I guess 2019. And shoot, Steve, you remember you came to the courthouse and spoke on our behalf when we were going through the rezoning thing that happened in 21. And the project has morphed a lot since when we started it. It was originally supposed to be at the distillery there. Mm-hmm. And then we got the plans back of how big the parking lot was supposed to be. And it's like, oh, cool. Your first experience at the farm distillery is going to be turning into a parking lot with 3 buildings. That's really farm-esque. So we moved it. We purchased this farm where we're hoping to kind of expand more distilling operations onto in the future. But kind of the centerpiece right now is definitely the visitor experience center, which is it's kind of a tough thing to market, and we're trying to navigate it because it's almost like 2 different businesses. So you've got obviously the distillery piece of it, which is it's a full service bar, tasting room, whole 9 yards. So the bar itself with the Four Seasons patio holds 75 people, I think. Double-sided fireplace, so just super cool ambiance. Then you've got the outdoor patio for nice weather, obviously. But directly behind that, you've got the large event venue. So obviously a general, a visitor to the distillery isn't necessarily going to be there for the event venue. And then we've got the lower level kind of speakeasy type venue too. So learning the nuances of marketing both the event venues kind of in tandem with the distillery piece of it has been super interesting so far. But I'll tell you the shining star of this whole thing has been Laura. It's been absolutely incredible. So we started this, like I said, design process in 2019. Well, vision changed and location changed. We had materials that were discontinued and all that. So our architect was from far away. We had a company out of state do the design and all this stuff, and they had a third party architect from like Ohio or something like that.
Art
Goes
Vandalay Industries, right?
Vandalay, yes.
Yeah, Art Vandalay, yes.
Yeah.
Architect.
So this dude goes totally silent, and Laura becomes like literally the architect / interior designer and all that stuff. And I mean, there were days she set up in a construction trailer over there with the foreman and all that stuff, just hammering decisions out. And she owned that thing. And man, I'm excited for you guys to be able to walk in there and see what she has done with that place. It's so unbelievable to like walk into the tasting room and have that like distillery vibe. And I mean, obviously you show up to this thing and it's just this giant black building that's just so like nicely done. You walk into the tasting room, it's its own vibe, like very kind of like dark, moody distillery vibes, right?
Right.
When you get to the venue behind it, there's this crazy like transitional hallway between the distillery space and the venue. You pop open these frosted doors to the venue, and it's like it's just white walls, lighter wood, 8 giant crystal chandeliers hanging, and like all this stuff. So totally different space. And then you've got it's like a speakeasy type space. We don't know what we're going to name it. So maybe we get to around 4 or 5 here on these podcasts and we get some creative juices flowing.
All right. Yeah.
Taking names for the basement venue.
Yeah.
But 90-person venue down there. And it is, it's got like, looks like copper, like the lights are made from copper pipes and, all this really cool, like dark, kind of speakeasy type vibe, a little moodier, kind of more similar to the tasting room to that effect. And we're just super excited to finally be able to share the space with everybody. So
yeah. So the question that I have, the main question is, explain to us a little bit how it works. And what I mean by that is you've got 2 different venues now. If you were visiting Old Monroe today, you come in, you drive in, and you go, and there's the distillery, and there's the gift shop, and there's the tasting bar. It's all one location now. What happens to that? The existing, obviously, the distillery stays there. Is that all just is that taken away, and that just becomes production, for further expansions down the road? Or if someone is going to be coming, again, I know this is down the road and this may evolve, there may be some interim time where things are done differently, but what is the vision? Is it if I'm from Kentucky and I'm coming in town and I want to see what Old Monroe, sorry, I continue to do that like everybody does. Yeah, it's 10 years. I was trained 10 years on that, and then we've changed. So you go to Old Monroe, and I'm coming in from out of town. Do I go to the new venue, and is everything there? Do we get to, do we cross the street and come over to the distillery at some point? How does all this work, buddy?
Transition phase, we'll see. Transition phase will probably be like, we'll launch events at the new place and then still launching, tours and everything out of the existing place.
Okay.
But in the not so distant future, after, really the licensing is in place, everything that is at the current distillery in the storefront and all the experiences associated therewith are moving to the new venue.
Okay.
So you're visiting from out of town, you're going to type in Old Monroe Distilling or Stumpy's in Google, and it'll drop you at the new place. You'll go there. Several different options. Obviously, now we have a more of an experiential type thing that we can cater to guests. So whether you just want a cocktail, you want to try some things, you want to try a flight, whatever. So like guided flights and all that stuff, more like an educational kind of like mini tour from an educational standpoint at the venue. But if you want to do the actual like distillery experience tour and all that stuff, that will start at the venue. We're going to shuttle over to the distillery from the venue. So you'll get the like history piece on the ride. It's like, 6 or 7 minute ride over there. So that's more than enough time to get my history out for damn sure. Get over to the distillery, do the tasting there, do the tour, obviously, and then you'll get a voucher for your cocktail. So you come back to the venue then, and there you have your voucher for the cocktail, and you can do your shopping and all that stuff at the venue, same place you started at. So
yeah. and you always have the best merch going on. So yeah.
Our chief apparel officer does a wonderful job.
Yes, she does. So yeah, so exciting stuff. And then, I mean, gosh, there's so many things that you still got to think out. I assume there'll still be people randomly, probably a year into it, that'll be driving in and showing up at the old place. Be like, I'm here for a tour. You'll be like, no, you got to go. So you have to kind of address all that at some point, right?
Yeah, it's almost analogous to like the rebranding that we've done. It's always kind of, it's going to happen for sure, but hopefully eventually things move along. I mean, it's going to be the people who've come in the past, and
right, yeah,
I'm going there, that kind of thing. So we'll see.
But you should get like one of the National Lampoon mooses to stand out front with a sign that says "Moose says we're closed."
Right. Yes.
Yeah, you need to keep track of when's the last time someone shows up at what is now be the distillery location, assuming that that's where they do the tour. Because we did that at the shop because we had it used to be a haircut place, and I'm not kidding you. It was like 2 years later we would still have somebody be like, "Hey, where do you get the haircuts?" And they come in, it's a liquor store now. Clearly, it's a liquor store. They'll be like, where do you do the haircuts? What this has changed. We're like, no, there's no more haircuts.
There might be an opportunity there for you, a haircut and a.
I always said, hey, we've got scissors here. I'd be more than happy to give you a trim if that's what you're looking for.
Did it look like Robin Williams coming out of Jumanji or what?
Well, yeah, all different stories. Is like, well, some of them would be longer hair and be like, okay, that makes sense, and then others would be like just normal hair and be like, well, I've been going other places. One guy who came in, he was like in the military. That one made sense. That was yeah. He's been deployed and comes back into town after more than a year away, and is like, oh, this is where I get my haircut. I'm like, oh, well, I'll cut it for you, buddy. But no one ever took me up on that. Yeah. So,
hey, Adam, while you were chatting about the story, I was on your socials on Instagram and watching all the videos, man. Great job documenting all this while it's going down. What an accomplishment, man. Super cool.
Yeah. It's actually been so fun to follow Laura and her photos and her videos, and just like everything is so elegant and so pretty, and you're like, it's all Laura. It's
100%. What are you saying about me, man?
No,
that gives me an idea. We got to do a bourbon show interview with her.
Everything, like, it's beautiful. Like, she couldn't have done a better job, really.
She has put so much into this thing.
Well, tell her she's got to come on the Bourbon Show and talk about this.
It's not a request anymore. It's a requirement.
Right. Yeah. She's always been able to wiggle out of these things. Famously, I did record her one time. She did like a brief interview just for like a segment of the Bourbon Daily. And I had problems. It was one of those corrupt file deals and I never got to use it. She was like, well, I've done this and I won't ever do it again.
Adam, is there a ribbon cutting ceremony at all or some kind of party happening when you launch it?
We did a grand opening for the distillery, and it was like one of the most miserable experiences I have ever had in my life. I mean, being understaffed and underserving is like my worst fear, and giving someone a bad experience. So we're just going to kind of like not announce it and just slow roll into a bunch of like soft openings, make sure everybody's comfortable as far as staff goes, because thank goodness our staff is just absolutely incredible. And, we're so worried like, oh man, we're going to have to hire new bartenders, and we've got to hire event bartenders now along with the tour guides and cocktail waitresses and bussers and all this stuff. And our existing staff was like, oh no, we can do all that. Like, just float us around. So we've hired a handful of additional absolutely killer people. And also Katie's coming back to the team. She's running the cocktail program.
Nice.
And she's taking a really creative role too. Like there's a lot of fun things we're doing with the distillery where we're like pairing. So like one of the upgrades you can do like on the wedding side of things is develop your own like custom cocktail menu. And Katie gets to sit down with the bride and the groom and like go through the whole like making the cocktails for them and all that fun stuff. So there's some really fun stuff that's going to go on there. Cool. So excited to have her back. And the rest of the team is just super excited to get them in that space and let them crush it.
Nice. Very
nice.
I'd
say Laura's decorating abilities rhymes with me. It's very dark academia. It really hits with me.
I like it.
Yeah.
She'll know what I mean by that.
As you, of course, you're talking about increased production and things like that. As you grow bigger, Will like barrel picks, will that be done on the distillery side? And like, will the bar that exists now, that's kind of your tasting bar, does that become like where you're picking single barrels and tasting there? Or how are things going to evolve on the distillery side?
I mean, on the distillery side, we'll see. So like long-term vision is everything would move to that property.
Okay.
Probably starting with like our packaging operation is in a different town. So like the packaging and co-packing operation would probably move there. And then the distillery is a little more difficult to move. But that would be the long-term vision. But that space, I feel like, to me, barrel picks are so client dependent, if that makes any sense. Like,
right.
You know, it is when you go on the Bourbon Trail, right? Like, you've done all these distillery tours. Like, okay, I understand how to make bourbon. I know we got to be 51% corn, all this stuff. Give me the freaking whiskey, right? So there's some clients that they just want to taste the whiskey and go. They don't want the whole story, or maybe they've done a barrel pick in the past, right? If it's the same crew. So those things we might focus around at the new venue, but obviously the story and the actual feeling, touching, smelling, like the entire sensory experience really happens at the distillery. So I feel like most of the barrel picks are going to be driven at the existing production facility for sure.
Okay. Yeah. Because there's a lot of different ways you could do it, and I've kind of done barrel picks in all the ways that you can imagine, and off-site, like doing things at Jefferson's where they have like a cool place, which might be like the equivalent to like your speakeasy, doing something like there. I've had it done where they do it at, like even like Jack Daniel's is like at a tasting bar, similar to what you have at the distillery now. And then I've had done many barrel picks like we do with you, where we just go around and drill barrels and taste it right out in the rick house. So yeah, it's it sounds like you've got some flexibility too, that you can probably, depending on who the client is, structure it in any one of those manners, really.
Oh, for sure. I will say things that are probably in colder weather, that'll be at the new venue.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Cold rick house and cold whiskey, man, it's tough to taste. It's know what I mean? Yeah,
I know what you mean, man. But there's nothing better, to me, the best of those experiences, sanitized off-site place, tasting bar, or just being in a dirty rick house, drinking whiskey right out of the barrel. That's the way to do it. I mean, that's what I love, man.
Yeah.
There's something cool about, we're drilling this right now. Who knows what it's going to be? It might be great. It might suck. We don't know. Let's do it and taste it. Let's figure this out together. So yeah, man, I love it. So. Well,
heck yeah.
Cool. Well, very excited for you. Looking forward to what this means to the brand, what it means to the family. You've got a legacy thing going now for sure. You've got 3 children, so that are very young, but they're going to grow up in this business. And it's going to be pretty cool to think about what this means for the future of the Stump family. So very excited about that for you, man. So
appreciate it. Yeah, we're just working on getting to self-sufficiency right now.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's a big undertaking what you've done, and it's been amazing, and continues to amaze me. And we look forward to doing much more stuff with you that's coming up. So very, very excited. All right, we'll wrap this one up as we always do by talking about where people can find us. We'll start with Tim. Tim, where can we find you?
You can find me on Instagram at SwyGuy2112 and on YouTube at Our Flagship Whiskey.
All right, Ryan.
Across all socials at 10th MTN Whiskey, and our website's 10thwhiskey.com. That's 10th, whiskey with an E.
All right, Adam.
Find us on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok as Old Monroe Distilling Co. and drinkoldmonroe.com.
All right, McNew.
I'm on Instagram at McNew ABV.
All right, for me, I'm an easy guy to find at Steve Akeley, Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook. I've got a website, steveakeley.com. We've also got a company website. That thing's abvnetwork.com. Check that one out. All of our previous content is on there, minus that Laura Stumpf interview, because never made it to the air. We're going to get her on a new one, though. She's got to promote this new facility. You got to do some media stuff, so we'll get her on the Bourbon Show. That'll be fun. And also come by and see us, the ABV Barrel Shop, the place where you can try before you buy. I would say come by and get our latest Stumpy's pick, but it's sold out, so don't worry. As we record this, we got another one on the way. So yeah, very much looking forward to that, and we'll have that in stock soon. So check us out online, abvbarrelshop.com. All right, McNew, anything else to say before we get out of here?
I'd like to remind the audience to please give us a 5-star review. That includes comments. It helps new people find the show, which is very important to us. And if you like what we're doing, we ask that you please visit our Patreon page at patreon.com/the ABV Network.
Great job today, gang. Finance, we'll have a brand new show for you tomorrow. Looking forward to that. Until then, take care, everybody. See ya.
Bye.
See you, everyone.
Peace. Before we let you go, let's talk about one last thing. The ABV Barrel Shop in the St. Louis community of Arnold, Missouri. The ABV Barrel Shop is focused on a couple of things. First of all, single barrels. We are the place where single barrels live. We go to distilleries, taste through the whiskey, select the best barrel, and have it shipped to our store where we present it to you, our customers, by allowing you to try before you buy. We're also known for the classes that we have in our education center in the store, as well as the events we have with industry professionals from the bourbon business. If you are in the St. Louis area, please come by and visit us at 6 Fox Valley Center in Arnold, Missouri, or at a minimum, at least sign up for our email and text distribution so you know exactly what's going on in our shop over at abvbarrelshop.com. This is Steve Akeley, owner of the ABV Network, signing off. We thank you for listening to our programming and truly appreciate your support.
The Bourbon Daily is part of the ABV Network. For more information or to become a sponsor, please visit abvnetwork.com. Thanks for listening and cheers.
This has been a Steve Akeley production.